And his presentation on stepping behind the curtain blew me away. It was fascinating. It just piqued my interest. I could feel something. I think I could feel the Spirit speaking to me, telling me that I needed to learn more about this. It just blew me away. To the beginning, I was kind of anxious, like, this seems weird. Should I say that? But after going through it myself, I had such a good experience that I knew right away I needed to jump in and start doing it myself for other people.
Take us through how you got ready for and how your first session went.
Yeah, good question.
I mean, yesterday was absolutely incredible. It was totally mind-blowing when he mentioned went down the list of, you might have multiple personalities if, went through that whole page. I was like, wow, like it was totally revelatory.
I thought I was maybe smart enough to say I can do that. So anybody can do this. That's what I found out at the training. It's for everybody. Anybody can do this, and it's amazing. It's not hard. It just adds to what I already know. It just enhances my testimony of Jesus Christ and how he just wants us all to heal.
It goes hand in hand with what I'm already doing. Trauma recovery, and this takes it to another level. It takes what you already have and gives you an opportunity to put jetpacks on it if you understand and if you are willing to grow.
Welcome back, my friends, to the fun that never ends.
What's that from? I don't know. I don't know what that's from. What's that from?
What is it from?
You kids, I can't believe it.
Yeah, we're kids.
Oh my gosh, that's Moody Blues. Man, a long time ago.
I know you're out there somewhere. I know that song of theirs.
Yes, in fact, I think it might be off the same album. Now we'll be corrected in the comments, and I hope so, because we want to stimulate the comments. But welcome back, my friends, to the fun that never ends. We are excited today. This is our first interview of somebody who has taken the training, the Redford Method, and has taken off with it, run with it, and is using it in his practice. So today we're going to talk to Jason Otis, and we're going to interview him so that you can get to know him a little bit better. First, we need to run down the announcements.
The announcements.
Yes, announcements. Okay. I'm headed to Holland.
Pretty excited.
Ooh, yeah, day after
exciting.
tomorrow. So by the time this is edited and out there, I will have been on the trip for probably a week and a half.
Yep.
I will be gone for 2 weeks, and Drea has asked that I go ahead and do it like a daily vlog. Is that what it is? Video log. Okay.
Yeah.
Daily vlog. Show a little bit of the sights, so that people really believe that I'm gone.
I want to see you like holding the camera and walking around and talking to yourself.
That's exactly
what I want to see.
Exactly what we're going to do. Yes, and there will be both still shots and video, and quite honestly, Sandy's probably going to end up doing a lot of that.
Yeah,
because I'm going over to work. I have 2 clients over there that I'm going to be helping. And like I said at the last show, that I'm not at liberty to give away too much right now, but let's just put it this way. If we're able to apply this, that means that's going to have huge ramifications in a certain area.
Yeah. It could be huge news.
It could be huge news. And in fact, it might reshape the way we teach and reshape the way we do things. Ooh. And speaking of teaching, let's see, we got a few trainings coming up. We've got an online training August 17th through the 21st. That's from 6 to 9 Utah time.
PM.
We have another Hawaiian training September 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Oh,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
You're coming.
I'm coming.
And
you should come. You
I'm jealous.
should come.
Oh man,
Jason, you got to come to this one.
I would love it.
we have the best time. Anyway, it's a great training. Pine, Arizona. Wait, back up. September. Looks like we got another online training from the 14th through the 18th. And Pine, Arizona, the 24th through the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear rumors of something coming up to Ogden.
Oh.
And maybe this would be a good idea to tell them why we're splitting up the training. Go ahead.
Well, and a lot of the feedback we've got from the training is that we're just pushing too much information in too small amount of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to split up into 2 trainings where I will get to do the first part. Really excited about. We'll cover the basics. We're also going to do some, get a chance to practice, do some practices and talk about it and get some more real hands-on experience and talk about how to start and take people behind the curtain. And then
you're really good at that, incidentally.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I bet you Jason's pretty good at this too.
Jason's also very good at this.
We'll find out. Yes.
And then you're going to do the second part, the second class.
I've got the second one.
And you're going to focus on the scary stuff, the big stuff.
Oh my gosh.
The stuff everybody worries about. That's right.
Is it any coincidence that this is all happening in October?
Ooh.
Halloween? Okay. No, it's really not scary stuff, but yes, I get the heavy, I get the advanced training.
Yep.
And
tell them what we're going to do over the advanced training.
Yeah, my training is going to focus on rehearsing a little bit of the basics, just answer any questions that come up, and then we're focusing on satanic ritual abuse and MK Ultra programming.
Okay.
I have learned recently that we are the only ones that actually believes that a person can heal from satanic ritual abuse and MK Ultra programming. In fact, the healing process is exactly the same. Mm-hmm. And if only there was a book written.
If only there was a book.
If only there was a book. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, look, right here.
Oh, look at that.
Look.
Oh,
we got a book. Right.
Oh, you don't even know about this, Jason.
No, I do not.
New, right off the presses still.
I've only heard of this.
Yes, this one here is my my proof copy. So the new copy, it's got a few small edits, typos and hyphenations where they're not supposed to be, that kind of thing. But it's actually available. You can go to the website, redfordmethod.com. And it'll take you right to Lulu through the links, and it's right there. It's right there. I've also found out through research that it is the only book ever written like this. I do not focus on the scary stuff, the horror, and all of that, the titillating conditions surrounding SRA and this type of abuse. I focus on healing.
Yeah.
On healing the trauma.
And the hope.
And the hope. Absolutely. Let's see. Another little.
And there's one other thing you're going to cover.
What's that?
The second training.
What's that?
It's going to be cult leaders.
Oh, cult leaders. Yes. Yeah. How those cult leaders work. How to
identify them.
Yes. Because, you know why?
They're popping out of the woodwork.
And I am a firm believer in what President Nelson said, that in the last days, unless you have a personal relationship with the Holy Ghost, that it's going to be easy to be deceived. You will not be able to survive spiritually without that relationship. And part of that is knowing what you're looking at. Because some of these cult leaders, they are very charismatic, very personable people, very convincing, and very wrong. So it's if you know what you're looking at, well, then it's a whole lot easier to avoid it. So that's going to be part of that training also.
And we want to do a shout out to anybody who's been to our trainings before to come back to these trainings, because we're going to drill down deeper into each of these subjects. And help people with techniques going behind the curtain, and also take obviously a lot of questions, but also drill down deeper in each of these subjects as well.
Yes.
Because it's just so needed right now in our world. There are more and more things coming out all the time.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
always good to see people coming back.
It is good to see people back.
Man, the last Lehigh training we actually had more alumni than we had new people.
And wasn't it great, the questions they
Oh
brought?
my gosh, the questions that came up were fantastic, and
Yeah.
and you know what is really nice about that? Yeah, and you can relate to this. At my trainings, I say I stop a couple different times during the training, and I say, you now have more information than the average person, and you are now prepared to go out and make this work. And I get the deer in the headlights look. And in fact,
Yeah.
Jason was one of them. Both of you guys were.
I remember that moment. I was like, what?
What is he talking about?
That is true.
And then now, because we have more alumni coming, now what happens is those people who are taking the training for the very first time, they kind of look to the left and look to the right and go, really? And the alumni are nodding their heads saying, yep, yep, it's true. It's true. So with all of that,
one more announcement about the directory.
The directory. Yes.
This is already live.
It
We're
is
adding
live.
people to it.
It
so
is live.
Please come and join, because the whole point of what we're doing here is to connect people who are looking for healing
That's right.
with people like Jason, who live right there in their neighborhood close by. So they don't have to come to you. They don't have to come to me. They can find someone local that they know. And because I'll be honest, this works great online. You can do it over Zoom or whatever, and that works. And it's great.
It does.
But I still feel like there's something just a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
when you do it in person.
Well, you know what I tell people? Because I get this all the time. Well, Keith, I want to come to you. And I tell them, you know what? There are other people who are actually better at this than I am. They have a hard time believing that. But the reason for that, the reason why I feel that way is because the Lord is going to send you to who is going to be perfect for you.
Yeah.
Perfect for you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to come to me. And so what I always encourage them to do is I say, go home with this idea, pray about it. If you don't feel like I'm the guy, great. Give me a call. We'll find somebody for you. If you do feel like I'm the guy, great. Give me a call. We'll schedule an appointment down the road because my schedule gets filled up, and
busy.
And we'll work it out.
But why should they pray?
Well,
are you trying to say somehow that Jesus is the center of all this healing, that he's the,
you know, anytime you're dealing with a person's spirit and spiritual healing and that sort of thing, he is the guy.
He's the guy. He's the master healer.
He is the master healer, and he is the one to ask.
Yes.
And and your prayers will be answered. We have no doubt about that. So,
yeah.
So, and you know what? There's one other little announcement. You don't even know about this.
I don't. I thought that was the end of our announcements. Okay.
No. Guess what I've been doing, in my spare time?
Oh, I do know what you're going to say. Yes. I know what you've been working on.
I am working on a, well, it was going to start out to be something very simple, and it's now mushrooming out. It is, it's turning out to be a pretty good sized project. We're not calling it life skills. We're calling it life principles.
Aftercare.
Kind
of an idea.
Yeah. Because once a person is healed, then what?
All right.
Then what? Now we've got somebody who had a skill set, being able to divide, that was helping them survive. Mm-hmm. And now we want to teach them principles, life principles, to help them thrive. And so I am working on that. When it's going to be done, I have no idea. Every time I think that I'm done with one episode, 2 or 3 others pop into my mind, and then I think I'm up to like 25 or so. I may have to condense
we got a couple of projects we're working on all at the same time.
Yeah, and so people think that I just play with my goats.
Yeah.
Do I have goats? I don't even have time to go look at them half the time.
You love your goats.
I do. In moderation, on some days. So
when they don't escape.
Yeah. So I think that pretty much wraps up all of the news that's news.
All the news that's news so far.
So let's get right to our guest here. We got Jason Otis.
Jason Otis, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much. You are our first ever guest. So congratulations.
That's exciting. I'm really excited about that, actually.
Well, let's put it this way. This interview will probably determine whether anybody else wants to come on with us or not.
So no pressure.
No pressure, none at all. And
Right.
and we're going to take care of you.
Okay. Sounds good. I trust you.
So,
where's he from?
Tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from. Tell us how you got involved in this crazy thing.
Yeah, I'm curious on that.
Because you are not just someone who, how do I want to say this? You are not someone who just came across this and decided, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. You went behind the curtain yourself, then you came to a training, and now you're starting to use it with other people. And this is a big part of your world now. This is what you practice with other people. So we want to hear.
Tell us the whole story.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'm not originally from Utah. I grew up in Minnesota. I have 3 brothers.
I'm just kidding.
What's that?
You said you were originally from Minnesota, and I apologize. I used to live there, so I can say that.
Yeah,
Minnesota.
Depending on the season, middle of winter, I'm very glad that I don't live there at those times.
I'm just grateful that nobody in Minnesota has issues, because otherwise we would have just lost all of them. I'm just kidding. We love Minnesota.
No, I love Minnesota too. My parents still live there, but all of us boys moved away to various different places in the U.S. But so how long has it been now? Last year sometime, I heard about through a podcaster that they were having some get together down in the Zion area, and they were going to be talking about building Zion, and one of the speakers there was Mr. Keith Redford, and his presentation on stepping behind the curtain blew me away. It was fascinating. It just piqued my interest. I could feel something. I think I could feel the Spirit speaking to me, telling me that I needed to learn more about this. And I heard, Shane, that you were a practitioner of this as well. And I think afterward, I kept messaging you saying, "Hey, I need to learn more about this. I need to do behind the curtain." And you were, of course, busy, so it took a little bit, but I kept on it, and eventually was able to meet with. So first, it was I did my own session, and was able to go behind the curtain for myself, and then right after that, had signed up for the training with Keith. I think that was really beneficial for me to actually experience it first and then do the training, because I think the training probably made a lot more sense for me than it did for other people, and what you were describing and things like that. But man, the whole way through, it just blew me away. Little did I know, when I went to that retreat, my wife had this feeling like I was gonna find some form of new employment. She didn't know what it was going to be. She didn't tell me this at the time, but she apparently had the prompting that I was going to go there and find some new job or something like that. And I remember after your presentation at the retreat, I called her right away, and I was like, "Hey, this might sound really weird, but this guy Keith was giving this presentation on stepping behind the curtain." I gave her kind of a rundown on what it was and my limited ability to do so, because I still didn't have any idea what really went into this. And I was like, "I think I need to learn how to do this for people." And she was like, "Good. I thought maybe you would find something while you were there." And I was like, "Are you serious? Like what?" Like, you didn't say that ahead of time. She's like, "No, but this sounds like the thing that I was thinking of." And I guess that was the support that I needed, because at first I was like, I don't know how she's going to react to this, to me saying I need to sign up for this training and, spend money and all these things. She was just fully supportive of it because she knew it was the right thing. So
you went behind the curtain. You got the invitation. You saw the presentation from Keith.
Mm-hmm.
Then you went behind the curtain yourself, and then
Yep.
you came to a training.
This is all news to me, by the way.
Oh, you didn't know any of this?
I no.
Oh.
Yep.
Would
And go ahead.
Would you like to tell us about how the session was when you went behind the curtain?
Yeah. It's definitely, it was a new thing for me. I have never been into any kind of meditation or even therapy, really. I've never really gone and done much of that for myself over the years. And to sit there with you, Shane, and have a session of behind the curtain was definitely out of my comfort zone, and a new thing for me. But in doing that, I learned things about myself that I didn't know that they were there. I really didn't. It was a very unexpected experience.
So Shane's the one. He's the one.
I'm the guy.
Shane,
You're the guy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I knew nothing. Didn't.
Yep. Shane did my session for me. And actually my wife's later on too, after the training. But it blew me away. And I knew when I did that I made the right choice. And I was like, this really is something that I need to learn and I need to help other people with. So it was
sorry, keep going. I didn't want to interrupt.
Nope, I'm good. Keep going.
I try to keep in mind all the people who are coming to this podcast that know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to help them understand this as well as they can. And so can you walk people through what was it you thought this was going to be versus what it actually was?
Yeah, I'd kind of like to know that. And I know a little bit about what this is. What were you thinking?
Yeah, exactly. You're talking about multiple personalities, and I know I don't have that, and I don't know anyone. Actually, now I do know that I know some people who have this, after learning about it more. But at the time, this was a new thing for me. You hear about multiple personalities on, like, in movies or on social media or whatever, and I think on social media most of the time people are saying that they have it when they really don't, because it's the cool thing or whatever. I don't know, but I knew I didn't have it, and so what's this going to do for me? And at the same time, I had been told that, okay, we're going to go back and we're going to visualize some things, and I'm still half expecting to just like be, like therapy, where they tell you to go back and remember this time when you were 5 years old and your parents screamed at you or whatever, Yeah. And I was told that wasn't going to happen, but I was still expecting it. I was still half expecting that to happen. And it wasn't. We started with some deep breathing and imagined a curtain on a stage, and stepping back behind the curtain, I was able to visualize parts of me, basically. And it was kind of interesting because I didn't really speak specifically with too many different parts of me as far as my alters go. The trespassers were there, and we definitely had some conversations with those. And I guess we can probably talk about that. But we were able to take these different parts of me to this pillar of light and release the burdens that they were holding on to in a very, very non-invasive way without really diving into it. I was definitely feeling some emotions. Some things were coming up. I remember some tears and things. But it wasn't me going back and reliving trauma from the past and all these things. We were just able to take these different parts of me and have them let go of what they were ready to let go of, and in just a really peaceful and powerful way. And it just blew me away.
How did you feel after this session was over?
Tired and just, I think very, very peaceful is what I felt, and steady. I think.
Steady. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Steady. Mm-hmm.
That was definitely like, I told my wife afterward, like, just feel calm and steady and solid, I guess, right now.
Quiet in the mind.
Yeah. Quiet. That's a good way to put it.
Could you walk us through, because I think this would help a lot of people understand. You go home and your wife says, "How was it?" And what did you tell her? How did you explain it to her?
Like, blah, I don't even know. Like that's kind of the feeling. Like, where do I even start? Like, what I had to go through and basically just kind of walk through the whole experience step by step. And I mean, if you want, I can kind of do that. I still remember most of it.
Could you just give us like the emotional, like how you explain it to her, like how did you feel at the end? How did you feel at the beginning?
Yeah. So, of course, at the beginning, I was kind of anxious. Like, am I doing this right? Or like, this seems weird. Should I say that?
Yeah.
And Shane's kind of like, just go with it. Just say whatever comes to mind first. I'm like, okay, I can do that. And I seem to remember I was kind of quiet through the whole thing too, for whatever reason. I just felt that was like the right way to go about it. But got a lot more comfortable as the process went along. And when something new would come out from my, imagination is what it felt like, but my mindscape, we would just go there and have a conversation with these different parts of me.
Yeah.
And I would say what came to mind first, and consistently through the whole thing, it just kind of blew me away. Like, wow, where's this coming from?
That happens a lot. And
yeah.
Were you scared, or was it like?
No, I don't remember being scared. We did come across some trespassers, and it just seemed like they were just people. They're almost like regular people that were there to do something they weren't supposed to do, and we dealt with them, and they left in one way or another. And so nothing scary at all about it. And afterward, I think the feeling tired was just due to like all of the everything that I had released. It just kind of wears you out, because you don't realize how much
you're holding.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I want to emphasize what you said, because I think it's so important, is that it wasn't scary. There are parts that can be initially might be like a little frightening or something, but by the end and throughout the entire process, it's pretty calm, and it becomes more and more calming as you go on.
I agree.
Definitely.
So, well, and part of that is all about validating the parts. Okay. If you've got a part that comes forward and they are mean looking, okay, and they yell at you and that sort of thing, and you find out that that they're a protector type personality, well, then
that's their job.
That's their job.
That's what they do.
You wouldn't expect them to be any other way,
right?
And then, of course, when you have one personality that comes on out and says that they are in charge of where all the inner children are, well, those two personalities have totally different energies and totally different characteristics, totally different types. And so you would expect that the energy around them or that associates with them is going to be totally different, which it is.
Just as distinct, which it
is. Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to jump ahead.
Go ahead.
So I want to ask you next. So then you decide you're going to start. I think you were there with your wife, and we worked with your wife as well. So you got to kind of see it hands-on from a second experience.
Yep.
I've done a few.
You've done a few.
I've done a few. So after that, you decide, okay, I'm ready to do this. And then I guess what I'm asking is, I'd like you to take us through how you got ready for and how your first session went.
After the training with Keith, he said that in the training, like, now you're ready to go out and do this for other people. Like, you're like, okay, cool. And it was really good sitting through a session with my wife. Initially, I think we were going to try and have me do the session with her, but I was like, I don't know, like, really what I'm doing yet. And on top of that, I felt like maybe it would be better for her to go through it with somebody else. Just us being very close and things like that. I didn't know how that would affect things. And so it was extremely beneficial after going through it myself, having the training, being able to sit there with her and have Shane go through the whole thing with her. And now I know what I'm looking at, and it makes more sense. And so I was able to kind of really just pay attention to what was going on and what you were doing, Shane. And we came across a couple of things with her that I had never seen or heard of before. And so it was super interesting. One of them was, it was, I guess, technically a trespasser, but it was actually a person who had passed away, one of her ancestors who was attached to her in some way, potentially. And I didn't know that was a thing. And yeah. And so fascinating, right? Like the whole way through this, I'm just like, I'm super fascinated. And then, yeah, it was my turn to start, taking people through it myself. And I started off with a friend and his family who really, really wanted to, go through after hearing about all the training and things like that. And I did it all online with them, and it went way smoother than I expected it to.
That was exactly my experience too. The first time I did it, it was the same with me. I was like, I sat my friend down. I was good friends with him. And I said, look, I don't actually know if this is going to work. Okay. But I believe in it and it's helped me. So I'd like to try it on you. And he's like, okay. And I was like, so if this is weird, just go with it.
Yeah.
Let it flow. And it went amazingly well. And I called Keith. I said, it friggin' worked. And he was like, well, what'd you expect? And then I kind of felt kind of dumb. But
yeah, I keep telling you guys that, you know, when you're done with the training, you're able to do it. And
exactly.
And look at the both of you. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like, okay, I've got some notes. I got like a general outline of how this is supposed to go. And so I'm going to just do it like Keith said to do it and go step by step. And it almost felt like it was kind of out of my hands. Like I was just like, I'm just following the structure that was given to me. And I'm not even in charge of really making any kind of healing happen or anything like that.
Yeah, that's right.
We're directing them toward Christ. And even if they're not Christians, which I've worked with a few people like that, we just use different language to kind of make them feel more comfortable with that. But it's the same thing. Like we're going to the light, right? What's the light? Call it the universe if you want. That's fine. But we're letting Christ facilitate that healing and just releasing of the burden that you're holding on to. So it worked.
That's beautiful.
And it works very well.
Were these people multiple personalities?
No. One person I've worked with said that she was close to that. I don't think she's full blown multiple personalities, but besides that, most people are just kind of like me. So what I've been doing is working with my brother Hunter and his company. He runs a company that helps men specifically overcome their pornography addictions. And the idea, once we found out about all this, we thought this would be a great addition to his program to help these guys clear away some of the, crud that they're dealing with right now and help them to move more quickly through his program and his training system and helping these guys to work past this stuff. And it's been great for them. So many of these guys, a lot of them are some, older gentlemen. Some of them are like veterans and things like that. These gruff guys who are like, this is weird. What are we doing? And, halfway through it, they're just, there's tears. They're really connecting with these parts of themselves. And every time, at the end of the session, the reaction is, wow,
Yeah.
I've got a lot to think about. Like, wow, that they don't even, same thing with me, right? When I went through it, I didn't know how to voice this exactly, what I had just gone through. And I just hear nothing but positive things from all these guys. It's just awesome.
That's so awesome.
That's great.
I also love that they took this and they applied it and incorporated it into what they were already doing. And that's so important to call out. This is not.
Yeah. Well, you know what that validates? It validates something that I say at every single training. If your flavor of therapy is
Hypnotherapy.
It works.
Psychotherapy.
If your flavor is psychoanalysis and that's the way you want to do it, guess what? This works with that. If you are a metaphysical person and you want to work with the metaphysics and you're an energy working person, it works for that. And everything in between. Reason why is it's not a modality. Modality is a check the box type of thing. You have to do this, then you have to do this, then you have to do that. It's not that. It's principle based, and because it's a principle based method, it works for everything, or works with everything. We'll put it that way. Works with everything.
Yeah.
I want to see if your experience was the same as mine, Jason, where after I went behind the curtain, I felt like I continued to heal, and the healing would come in waves, I guess, to echo what Jill has talked about.
Yeah.
And that I would just find that I was getting better and better without even putting any effort into it. But when I did put effort into it, I found that it was even more accelerated. Did you have did you experience anything like that as well?
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting. It's almost like going behind the curtain is like a starting point. You're able to just let go of some of that crap that you've been holding on to for years for no good reason. Then you're able to move forward faster. One example that I kind of share with the guys in the program of something, it seems like a subtle thing, and I really had to reflect on myself from time to time after my session and just say, what's different? Like, how am I feeling differently now since my session? And one of the things I came up with was I realized I wasn't holding on to some of so when I was younger, early 20s, I had this job that I was young. I didn't know what I was doing. I just screwed up on a bunch of times and eventually got laid off for it. And those memories of those times when I felt a lot of guilt or shame or whatever from that, I know I screwed up, could have done better, blah, blah, blah. I'm still holding on to years later. It's almost like a PTSD reaction where I would just have this wave of guilt wash over me because I suddenly remembered this for no reason. Like, why hold on to that? And I realized I wasn't doing that anymore after my session. And I could still, of course, if I go back and remember those times, I still have the memories, but these emotional reactions to that memory weren't there anymore. And so the more I kind of thought about that, the more I realized there was several other things that I wasn't, those same kind of reactions, I would almost describe them as PTSD, weren't there. And so when you're able to just not have that anymore, you don't have, because when we have those reactions, they cause us to do things, right? They cause us to act differently, or especially in the case of these men who have pornography addictions, we have an emotional reaction. It causes us to go and do the addiction, whatever our addiction might be. And we're able to clear that away and not have that reaction anymore. Then, unless, we still do have habits, obviously. We still need to work through things occasionally, but we don't have those triggers anymore. Then we're not going to be triggered and do the thing.
That's exactly what I experienced.
Yeah.
I like that you point out too that there's still habits, and that's where the aftercare comes in that we've talked about.
Life principle classes would probably be a really good idea.
Be a really good idea.
A really good idea there.
Someone asked me, like, what do you mean? Why, if I come in and I get healed, then I should be done. Why do I need life skill classes?
No.
I said, I want you to imagine that you have been walking with crutches all of your life. Okay. All of a sudden, someone comes forward and heals your legs. And now you can use them for the first time in your life. So you throw away the crutches because you don't have them anymore, right? No more crutches. But that person still doesn't know how to walk.
Yeah.
They've got to learn how to walk. You got to learn how those muscles work. And so without the crutches, walking on your two legs, it's a whole new experience.
Absolutely.
So it takes some time.
Hey, I got a question that's going to, well, it has the potential of getting all three of us in trouble. But I'll ask it anyway, because Jason, you say that you've gone behind the curtain and you took care of some of those issues, and your wife went behind the curtain. Going behind the curtain and working on your issues, how has that affected your marriage?
Oh yeah, it's been. I feel like things just flow easier in our relationship. Like, whereas we had to work on certain things kind of hard before. And when you're doing work as a couple, you don't really want to do that work. It's like hard sometimes. Like, okay, we have to work on our relationship now. And whether it's me feeling that way sometimes, or sometimes I'm the one that says, hey, we should do this thing, or whatever. And then she's feeling like, no, I really don't want to do it. It goes back and forth, but that stuff, it's not hard anymore. It doesn't seem to be. Things just kind of, like I said, they just kind of flow. And of course, we've always got things to work on, right? Like we still, just because we've gone through a lot of healing doesn't mean we're not going to screw up again sometime in the future. But it's been much smoother, I feel like, since we both had our sessions there.
I'd echo the exact same thing for me and my wife. Things are a lot easier. We even did couple therapy for a minute just to see if we can make things better and work out the issues we were having. Because what we were experiencing, which I think is pretty common, is we had the same arguments again and again and again, and we never got anywhere. We just went to our separate corners. And when we came back, all those emotions came back with it. So every time we came back, it was already a charged conversation that just continued to not go anywhere, but continued to build. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, it's like,
are you guys suggesting that your reactions were coming from an inner, deep emotional base, and as long as you still have that deep emotional base, almost like parts of you were holding on to garbage from the past, but it wasn't until you were able to let go of that you were able to live in the present.
Yep.
Yeah,
I remember
good way to put it.
going back into, or starting one of the cycles after I'd gone behind the curtain before my wife had. And I just remember feeling like, oh, you should never say this to your wife. And I didn't, but I was kind of thinking it, you're kind of out of control. Like, my emotions are here and your emotions are way up here.
Oh, man.
And I remember thinking, oh, this is so interesting, because you're dealing with a lot more than just this moment and this issue. You're dealing with all of the other issues and conversations we've had about this moment or about this subject.
Compounded,
and this is a huge thing for you. Whereas for me, it's just this moment. It's just this one thing, and it's a small thing for me now. And so I was able to just, even though she hadn't gone through behind the curtain yet, I was able to navigate the conversation in a way that just diffused the situation and helped get to an actual resolution.
In other words, she wasn't triggering you anymore.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's interesting.
Wasn't triggered.
It's
so
amazing
now that he's gone behind the curtain, when we come together now, we communicate so much better. I don't know if it's the same for you, Jason, but I just feel like we communicate and we get along so much better now.
Yeah. And it's like, we can look more at the things we want to accomplish, like going forward, instead of like the problems that we have or whatever. The problems have kind of been dealt with, or at least they're not as it's not as big of a deal anymore. And so we can look more to the future and say, what do we want to build?
There's no grudges and you're not holding on to anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
Huge. When people ask you, Jason, so what do you do? What is that like? How do those conversations go? What do you tell people?
Yeah, that's a good question because I feel like people are kind of weird about stuff that's unknown to them. Like, because I'm not a therapist, right? I tell people specifically, listen, I'm not a therapist. I'm not gonna diagnose you with anything. What we call this is a guided meditation,
That's a good way
where
to put it.
we're gonna examine parts of you and in your mindscape. And so that's kind of what I do have this company, right? To kind of tell people, listen, I work with my brother. He runs a company that helps men overcome their pornography addictions. And a lot of times I just leave it at that. But if they really want to know like what I do. I say it's a guided meditation. And we help people release some of the baggage that they're holding on to. Because, if we get into some of like the energy work or whatever that we kind of talk about a little bit, people get kind of weird about that stuff. And not everybody. Some people are like, let's do it. Like, I love that. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Whenever I find people, they're like, let's do it. We're diving in. But for those people who are a little kind of off put by this, it's a new thing. I was there too. And I tell them that, like, listen, this is not something that I had ever done before. And probably would have thought was weird. In fact, I did at first, but after going through it myself, I had such a good experience that I knew right away I needed to jump in to start doing it myself for other people. So
it was the same with me.
Same with you.
Yeah, I sat down with Keith, and here he is with his ponytail and his Hawaiian shirt, and he told me he could heal multiple personalities, and I was like,
okay,
there's no way. I've studied too much psychology to know that that's impossible.
Yeah.
But after a couple of days, I completely changed my tune.
Well,
can I ask you one more question? You've worked with a lot of men in the program, obviously, and you mentioned you worked with some soldiers. I imagine you've worked with some men with PTSD as well.
Yep. Two guys in particular that definitely had some PTSD going on, and you could tell in the session when they were starting to come up on that part of themselves that was holding on to that, because there was just like a lot of anxiety, a lot of things they were starting to feel it.
Yeah.
And one guy in particular, we worked through a bunch of stuff with him, and in about an hour and a half, it just all seemed to like come out for him. And he got to a point where he was like, listen, I got to stop. And I'm like, yeah, I was sensing that too. It's totally fine. Let's just step back and we'll finish up where we're at right now. We'll do like the reintegration for the parts that we've come across, and we'll take a break and come back to it in a couple of weeks, because he was really just feeling emotionally, I don't know, out of control, or overworked is really what it was. He was exhausted.
The emotions overwhelm.
That'll
yeah.
And really just to hear him talk about it afterward, he just couldn't stop, singing my praises. And I'm like, listen, this isn't me. Like, I didn't do this. And that's kind of the reaction I get a lot from people. And I just tell them, well, for one, like, Keith came up with this. This is his thing, right? I'm just doing the thing that he told me to do, right? But again, it's like we're in so many ways, we are just accessing, I think, the atonement, and using this to visualize, utilizing the atonement and giving things over to Christ. So he asks us to do that all the time. And how often do we do it? We don't. So often. And we are able to, in this process, visualize that and actually almost physically give him things to hold on to and to take away from us. Yep. And it's just powerful.
Well said. I got one more.
Bring it on.
it's not going to get anybody in trouble.
Oh,
okay. All right.
Okay.
That was just that one, married relationship thing. Okay. How has this affected your connection or your relationship with the Savior?
Oh, I'll let you go.
It's almost like it's opened up a whole new subsection of testimony for me. I would say it's made it almost more real for me. Because I'm using this method to help people, like I said, to access the atonement on an almost daily basis now. And I don't know how somebody can do that and not deepen their testimony greatly. Yeah. Even if I'm not like reading the scriptures or whatever, like learning more about the gospel, I'm hands-on in this, and it's just it's fulfilling. It's I'm always looking towards the Savior with the work that I'm doing. So I love it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
I mean, how cool is it to go to work and he's on staff, he is staff.
Yeah, he is the staff.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, I just feel like I am full of so much more light than I ever was before. And I feel like my relationship with the Savior has become deeper. And I don't know if this will make sense, but it's made me feel like my relationship with the Savior has gone from him occasionally patting my head like I'm a little boy and saying, good job, keep going, to more adult. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's beautiful.
Well, it's putting the atonement in the practice.
Yeah.
It's making it real.
Yeah. It's
Absolutely.
really cool.
So how do we get a hold of you?
Oh, wow.
This is your pitch moment.
So right now, what I'll probably have to do is send you some links because we are rebranding the company right now.
Okay, cool.
It was called Porn Free Revolution. And now he's kind of turning this into an umbrella company called the Otis Institute.
Oh, cool.
And the porn free side of it is called Beyond the Urge.
Cool.
And so probably maybe shortly after this goes live, we'll actually have the website up and running. Mm-hmm. And so I'll make sure you have the link here that you can put in.
Mm-hmm. And we'll just put it down below.
Yeah. Well,
any final things you'd like to share with us or anyone watching that you think they'd like to hear or know?
Yeah, I would just say I'm kind of still blown away that I've come across this, and Keith, you and Shane, and just very grateful for this new part of my life, really, and would just encourage everyone to find a way to schedule their own session, go behind the curtain. If you know of friends or family members, especially who have multiple personalities or dissociative identity, to find a way to make it happen, because it is life-changing, it is powerful, and it's very, very real, this process. And done in such a way that, like I said before, you don't have to go back and re-experience all your past traumatic damages that happened to you when you were young or whatever it might be. You can really just let go of what you're ready to let go of in a peaceful, calm environment that's really focused on the Savior.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
That's awesome.
You're a good man.
Thank you.
Pleasure knowing you.
Well, it's good to be here. I really appreciate you guys.
And I think it's fun finding out the backstory. I knew nothing. Knew nothing. Knew nothing.
Now you know.
now I know. Well, thanks again. I look forward to the next person. It's going to be fun. Thanks again. And like us, subscribe, share. The comments are open. We don't restrict that. Well, yeah, we do. You get rude, we'll bump you. But the comments are there. We answer them as soon as I figure out how to do that.
Ask us questions.
Ask us questions. Yeah. Yes. And in fact, if there's a topic or you have a question that you would like to see a video produced about, let us know that. We don't know what you don't know. So how are we to know? Unless you comment. Anyway, take care of all of that and subscribe and share this and let's continue to get the word out so that we can help more people. That's the focus right there. All right. Thank you very much.
We'll see you soon.